playing the new agent Apeks on the defensive side. And there's a challenge already. The paranoia is going to be used up, and we see the refract. This is Waylay's teleport to go back into middle where he's ready for the fight. MiniBoo with the double keeps this in Heretics court. They have lost the spike, but I don't think that space is going to be easy for Apeks to hold on to, and indeed they concede it. And Heretics walk freely into this A site.
And a light speed being utilized. I'm just excited to get to cast a Waylay, honestly. I think we've seen a lot of difference of opinions, but when Jorgamo tells me that it's better than Jet, I believe it's better than Jet. Benji, well placed, already going to take one, does so much damage, they don't even know. They don't know.
Like that as well, of course, the dash that we saw, but that refract, just as MiniBoo comes out of that teleport, he's ready to fight, and you even notice dodging. The main thing here is Apeks shouldn't really lose this round, and if they do, it cannot be clean for Heretics or the economy will get out of control.
Immediately using the saturate and then diving in towards the position he threw out.
It's nasty, man. Waylay solo entering into that site, using the saturate to stun up and slow Governor, and well, he was not ready for that fight right up in his face. I'm not even sure if he was caught possibly switching through utility, so it obviously takes longer to take your weapon back out. Florescent picks up one, needs a little more in this position, but the spike is there, it'll entice them back. But Heretics are able to pick it from just around the corner. Batu now, the one with the pressure mounting on him, his cage used. They'll know that he should be around this backside and look to clear him together. Around the side, RieNs gets a wonderful angle, and the plant can now be acquired by Heretics. Spike on the site. Apeks might look to get in quickly, disrupt them while one player is busy planting that, and yes, it'll work out for Florescent. The trade quick though. MiniBoo, tagged up as he may be, he's keeping this team in it. It hasn't been clean for Apeks, as we said it needed to be, and the round might not even go.
Close corner, especially on a player who I believe MiniBoo was very low from this fight. There you go, yeah, it does catch. So it's so difficult, as you said, swapping back. It's a rough start. A bonus round victory is gonna send this defensive side down to very little utility. They're trying to bait the idea. Oh dear. Oh, already using the teleport. What? What? How did, I don't know how Floor gets away with anything there. Caught by two pieces of utility, and actually the shock dart's gonna do so much damage. They were caught originally by that grab net. That's why they haven't left this corner, and obviously the sounds can be heard, and that's enough to give another kill. Already a huge advantage picked up in terms of personnel, but no weaponry retrieved.
Might also be why, I mean, obviously the spike is down, but Heretics could commit to this A fight just because they don't want those weapons to be retrieved. There's the information, and at least find its way into their hand. They've got a trap for behind them here on A, and a cam still watching out on middle. Again, they see they've got a free path to the site. The door needs to be closed. AvovA won't take a risk. He's going to wait for his teammates to come to him. But as a result, Heretics get themselves a plant. Now, I said the trap behind. They're about to walk into it.
They're going for the guns.
Heretics won't be able to deny them those weapons.
Yeah, that's the main thing. It was a full push all the way around. Didn't challenge on those fights because they knew the weaponry would still be in position. And Heretics realized that they've got to try and pick one of these players apart. With that flank coming in, they look to run back through that smoke. Benji is very well placed for this. Is there going to be any utility to bait them out of position? Doesn't seem like it. Instead, it's the peak. But the IGL of Boo is going to take that fight. TP's almost into the open, but doesn't take any damage. And AvovA is so desperately
from AvovA for another. I love the idea here, by the way. Heretics used the paranoia on Tree and try to push instead. Oh my goodness! MiniBoo will give them no moment of rest. And with the refract, this is why you always have the chance to just bail out if the initial fight doesn't go your way. Teammates filling in the space, but AvovA there to punish.
Or the grab net. Actually, I think that was the sensor. It's caused them some issues, but managing to get out without too many problems. The convergence path ready. Potential to stun up, but I love that. Grab net used as a counter. They hear that it's connected, try and spam, but don't manage to get the damage. And now they're going to try and swing back in. However, things are turning all the way back. AvovA with a quick double though. And it falls apart, left onto one man standing once again. A second attempt at a triple. Actually, the time is ticking. They need to get someone onto this spike.
From the side of Heretics, and alarm bells are ringing. Apeks realized this might not be the commitment, and now they've seen players move into market. They know that it's a B hit, but Florescent is still ready and waiting. Batu with another. That's off the reveal, straight through the wall to benjyfishy, and Governor emerges from the shadows. A little consolation as the push comes in towards this A site. Lots of players from Apeks here and ready to go. MOLSI's got his utilities ultimate online as well, with 3 players on the site outside of him. This is not going to be an easy push. The smoke buys AvovA.
No.
They haven't seen it, but eventually he will be spotted and taken down. They know the spike is here though. Everybody's on their way from Apeks to reinforce this A site, but that's a lot of targets for RieNs, and he will pick up one. A 4v3 and a plant secured for Heretics.
I don't know how Benji's alive. They used a neural theft, and he was under the balk on 5 HP, and somehow has managed to dance his way out of there. Evening things back up, and there we go. It was bound to happen eventually. Turning things back into an even spot. Annihilation thrown through, which will grasp another. MOLSI has been fantastic, catches them, but they always seem tough.
Now though, rifles come out.
Yeah, I think the worry as well is, I think now MiniBoo hasn't had a kill for quite a few rounds. Those openers have been going completely against him. Again, they go for this direct approach though. The rest of the map has been cleared by Florescent, but already as the rotations attempt to come in, they have been slaughtered. A quick double opener for the side of Heretics, and maybe they're hoping for a little bit of Florescent magic to get them back into the round. I'm also just looking at the position of benjyfishy.
In the spawn. It's not the usual spot you'll see being held. I mean, I suppose it has the potential to really catch you off guard and leave you scratching your head. Apeks have split up as well. Oh, well, never mind catching you off guard. I think they know that Benji's pretty close at this point. It's whether Apeks are going to go for this. I mean, they've got credits and even AvovA coming close to max, but the fact that they're split into different avenues, they're not being given picks. They've now lost Florescent as well, and time is ticking. This is turning into just exits. They're going to try to wall them in. They're going to try to keep them inside of main and make them go down to the spike. We could see a very direct hit from MiniBoo.
Oh, they're going to try and do another combo. That was an attempt with the grab net. I don't believe it connected, but it doesn't matter. Governor's got the opener and connected onto MiniBoo. That's a lot of early damage. We mentioned those picks at the beginning of rounds, seemingly incredibly important for either of these sides. I don't think we've seen many rounds turn back on their head from that opening point. And once again, they're just running into a trap every single time. Even still, though, there has been a catch onto AvovA. That's been a rarity.
It's a big pick. Pressure might be on for Batu to find him. Never mind! Florescent's there with the op. The collat puts them well ahead at 2v3 for Heretics, with the plant coming in and Apeks all together walking out of heaven. Abu couldn't even come out to trade. He was caught by the grav net. And now, as they go for the defuse, it's a high-low setup. Governor down below. The ult put through by MiniBoo, diving in at light speed. It's an easy opener, and a Saturate catches one. Oh, MiniBoo's on a tear, but he's stopped by Batu. Finally put to bed. And with the ult connecting from MOLSI as well, those picks coming right back into play alongside weaponry advantage. But this could have looked a whole lot worse for Apeks.
That's the problem. No one else was able to follow MiniBoo and where he went. And because of that, the guns have not been retrieved. MOLSI, that's actually a lot of damage off the shock dart. I think it might have even caught Batu as well. The net catches one. Removing RieNs from action is going to create an even bigger problem playing these close angles. They know exactly where both of them are. Benji, however, has done well. Even still, though, the guns have not been retrieved, and Benji is the last player standing, looking to do it. I think the potential there is massive. Speaking of that, already this is going to be a brawl, and well, that's not gone great for the side of Heretics, although, well, RieNs has made it palatable.
It's not the end of the world. Spike moving in the other direction. Should be an easy 3-hit coming out from Apeks. Batu down to...
If he doesn't get 2, I'm disappointed. Like, that's how good my expectation of this guy is.
He knows that trap's covering his left, so he's only looking at the right, and Tommy's got 2. Let's see if he can find that third. AvovA knows where the other player is now. He's seen the power...
You put AvovA in a clutch. I'm not going to be the man to doubt him. I think as though he expects them to be a little bit closer than they actually are. This is a slower rotation, definitely wary on that Heretics side. He's just sitting on the side.
They still have Cam as well. There's a big deal. Benji getting that back online. That's a beautiful angle from AvovA. He'll pick up one, almost a second. Halfway on the defuse, though. He'll go in to clear, and it's AvovA.
It's going to be the reverse. Straight back to A.
30 seconds left.
Fragments caused issues. Paranoia is connected, but Florescent's jumping into empty space. Florescent's in heaven already. Florescent's running around on the side, but has been flanked out. MiniBoo gets here just in time, but needs to find a little bit more. The refract used just to bail out. 12 seconds or so. The plant needs to go down, and it will. Committed to by Governor. Post-plant utility. MOLSI 1 away from an ultimate. 1 kill for MOLSI, and this round could flip on its head. For now, Heretics seem to hold the advantage. You can even see utilities being put down with the sound sensor. It ends up catching Governor, but he's safe down below. 4 now, there's the kill, there's the ult, and it's bounced off the wall perfectly. Only 1 player left, and Benji's being spotted and dealt with. I don't think I've seen a trap there ever, really. The Cam as well backing him up. So much control for Apeks in the late round. But the problem is, yeah, it's not the back they need to be worried about. They're running straight into the pistols. And Team Heretics are ready to fight, already claiming 3 kills. It might be going back and forth, but Governor's left on 6, and there's still a player on site. But the shots missed from Boo, and that could be a missed opportunity. One that Heretics would do well to claim at this point. It has to be Woot to make it happen. And information. Both on the site. Look how quickly Governor's repositioning after being caught towards the back of the site. Now he looks to catch him off guard, and well, the timing will be everything. Woot has an idea, had an idea. The pistol's out. He's cleared it. 1 shot needed, and he'll find it. Now down to just AvovA. Just AvovA, right? In a clutch scenario, but it's Woot. The rifle, but no idea where his opponent has gotten off to. There's the spot from AvovA. He knows exactly. Oh, you're in a lot of trouble. For now, though, a deadlock utility all serves as a fake. They took presence, they fired out their util, and that has gotten a pretty significant rotation. More passive mid-hold, and the movement from RieNs towards the right side of the map. But Heretics quickly realize this is a ruse.
Oh, wow, and it's not going to matter. I don't think they realized how far forward Badu had already got. That's MiniBoo just swinging into an angle, unprepared. They walk back into the benjyfishy setup once again. 13 seconds, and he needs to try and hold the line as long as possible. Spike being planted will swing into MOLSI and meets the same demise as his teammates. Woot can't find anything, while Boo...
Unusual time around will be AvovA lurking out on A, and the spike isn't committed just yet. You know, Apeks haven't been hyper direct, even if we do see that ult from Florescent.
Rotations, but instead Heretics are walking their way through, holding that ground as Batu looks to try and make that pressure into mid. A kill onto MiniBoo could be everything. Spore is going to be able to almost completely clear the site. It's the timing on that swing, though. And in fact, they swing it together. It looks all but done. It's only going to be Boo standing other side of the map. Spike will eventually go down, and well, it's up to the IGL of Heretics to try and bring them out of what seems like an impossible scenario.
It seemed like Apeks were fighting against the odds, but now it's Boo who finds himself in that position. Creeping his way through heaven, well, quite loudly breaking the trap, and the players he's fighting, they're phantoms, they're disappearing, and now his vision's gone, and down close to it. Batu uses the Viper Wall to try to sneak up into heaven. Benji with a snake bite buys himself the moment. Governor from the rope catches it, and that pick is huge. Normally that's going to send players rotating to that A site through spawn. And Apeks might be gambling that that's the case, as they still set their eyes on this B site, where there's plenty of Heretics players waiting for them to round the corner. It's at least going okay to start with, but the HP so low on these players, and MiniBoo will decimate them with the spike on the floor. It's all onto Batu.
15 seconds. The time just not on his side to try and get anything. In fact, even getting the spike and planting it at this stage should be impossible. Undercut just to...
Stealth drone's gone through. Boo knows he's caught a gap in it. Oh, but the decoy is the one to run through, nearsighted. He didn't want to take the risk, and well, now he's forced back.
Dirk is in everyone's heads.
Showstopper in play. It's back sight, and a good connection. The one-to-one trades all they'll get for their trouble. With these weaker weapons, you'd like a little more from that, or even just keeping that player alive. Now inside the smoke, though. Oh, okay, they're going to stun Benji right out of it. But that Bucky will be waiting for the late round when they crash their way around to deal with Boo, who is currently, well, dealing a lot of damage. I thought he had another kill out of that, but the sliver of health left on MOLSI.
Clinging to life. The thing is, though, Batu's done well. A double trade in a second or so.
Toxins going up.
The bait on the tap, as they will make that push through.
30 seconds left.
The vulnerable thrown out, already utilized. They know exactly where AvovA is. In fact, they should have a decent idea of where both players are. And that's the thing for Heretics. Maybe just hoping to buy a little bit of extra time as they reposition. They move back around. 12 seconds left, and now that spike has to be committed.
Left.
And the fact is, the defensive side haven't got a clue as to where they are. The timing, though, from AvovA couldn't have been any better. Peeks back up, leaves RieNs on a slither of health, and playing this one together. Double tap. Doesn't really seem like a good time. It would only be if they really do give the game away. Maybe if a teammate gives them contact. Well, okay, Floor's gone teleporting through the vulnerability, and now looks to try and... They have to be very careful of where Batu has got to.
They are grouped up as three. Plant will be acquired as a result, and again, a 2v4 clutch needed. A clutch in which MOLSI, after a pretty hot map on the deadlock, but also
10 seconds
AvovA is
left.
present.
Spike planted.
The thing is, though, what they're doing is just grouping up as three. Like at any stage, they should be able to at least trade one of those kills, and then it's the patience from Benji just to make sure that nobody can sneak around behind them and reclaim heaven control. The whole idea is for just him to stop anybody pushing any further, and from MOLSI just sat at the back of that site. Paranoia also will have caught a couple of players, but getting out of here seems tough, and that was the kill they were waiting for. Waiting for that move from Benji. Perfectly placed. MOLSI does manage to, though.
Towards this B side of the map, they've got a Viper wall down there as well, and it will be late round lurks from Batu. Immediate ult from Florescent. Playing this as a drone normally. Stun goes through, though. It's commitment! And Florescent's got one! Salvos making a big problem for players on the side, and here comes Armageddon right into Florescent's arms. That's where they have to play. The picks are huge, and Heretics get the site for free as a result. And look at the lurk from Batu. It's perfect. MiniBoo clears that angle, but really, do you ever expect someone to be there?
Oh, well, you mentioned the Tanito pause. I don't think this could have gone any better. I want to know, I need to know if he called into play. Came a bit closer, but those post plants have looked great.
Big fight for Boo. Not sure he'd want to take that if he knew what was on the other side. Florescent picks up the kill in the Viper's pit inside of mid. They gotta stay in it. Benji wants that control late into the round, but it means on the site there's only one player, and stunned up, caught by the Tejo drone as well. MiniBoo had nothing to do or say about that play. Now a 5v3. Viper's pit dropped in mid, but Benji's still waiting for that lurk. Batu's timing, though, is good. He is really running the clock down, keeping the control, keeping their back safe as rotation.
Well, here you go. Woot is definitely watching, definitely aware that somebody could be around this corner. That's at least one. MOLSI spotted, but the fact is, it's whether or not they want to go for too much of a fight here. Clearly wanting to try and get that ultimate back online as quickly as possible, even if it didn't win them the round, it did have impact in the attempt. More importantly, holding on to the guns, which, hey, even just remove. What's the chance of them actually going for that? Well, we're back in the same boat again. RieNs has done well. Batu has been causing issues in late round plays. Dimensional drift has been utilized just for information, and Florescent's going to stick it out in the spawn for now. Obviously, the gate crash.
Oh, fake as well. There's no way out for Florescent.
Oh.
It's just a full fight. Brave, let's say. And a lot of the time she will win those fights, but up against the weaker weapons, that's given Team Heretics a rifle to play with.
Ooh, oh, what? Where did that go?
Where did it go?
Where did that go? The most didn't die. Oh, I feel like MiniBoo's been hard done by. Luckily, Big Brother is there to save the day. Finds one with the Sheriff. They need to clear him from the backside to have a chance, and this time he is playing that survival game. Eventually, though, looks for the fight. RieNs with a rifle. Woot still having one from earlier in the round. This is one of the best opportunities we've seen for Heretics in quite a while. And while RieNs is going to hit that shot all day. It's another clutch attempt for AvovA, and he's going across the map.
30 seconds left.
Well, it's one thing AvovA died. This is where things truly do get spooky. He's going for the aggressive stance, has a smoke in his back pocket, and it will be used to screens. He's already heard the steps moving that way. All three players taking that position. Reveal avoided to start with. They're making it out of the smoke now. Small angle around the wall, that gets a pick. Plant is nice and open. With a Paranoia still to play with, it won't really connect though. They're gonna move out of the way before it gets there, surely. And the Viper Orb, that's gonna really complicate things. The spam is good though! He's got him before it even went half, and now they're out of toxins! AvovA knows! He's got them eating out of his hands! A fake flash with the pistol thrown out the window. AvovA playing this to perfection, and he's ran the clock down for Thunder with all that noise being made. Why not make it a little louder? Thunder rings out, but it's Boo's rifle that deals the damage, the death blow, and another to follow up on eventually. He'll go down, but Benji has slipped into the backside, still has an angle. Woot covering him as well. They'll both swing in deep and take this planter down. Ultimately cost them the round with big plays from Boo. This push around the Viper Orb. Not expecting a second, but MiniBoo still couldn't make it worthwhile. They'll drop MOLSI elsewhere, but a 4 versus 3. Heretics defense thinned out massively.
Well, that's the thing. Governor cleared it with the drone. AvovA's committed to From the Shadows, which will take him into the backside with the spike. I think as nobody else was around. But I actually think this has just confused Heretics more than anything, because you haven't actually spotted where AvovA went. So although you have a rough idea, Batu as well, timing here will be everything. He has been so annoying just by sitting at the bottom of mid or outside A in a lot of rounds. It does seem like this time Heretics have got it bang on.
Well, his flank window opened about 3 seconds ago, maybe 5 at this point, and he's now capitalizing on it. That's a great read, just as the push is coming in on the site. He could be here right on time to save the squad, and yeah, they are. They're making noise, they're posturing, but they're not executing fully until Batu is here, and now, here comes the cavalry. A full swing around backside. With a lack of information there. Move towards mid instead. Try to work that control, but Benji's waiting. Stun comes in, but Orb buys him time. He's lost the pit now.
30 seconds left.
Time is starting to tick. Apex, seems like the commitment will be towards the safe side. Wu has left them vulnerable. That's where the value of that stinger really can be. And they've got to go scurrying back. This needs to be a very quick move. MiniBoo hasn't seen. MiniBoo hasn't seen.
We're gonna wait.
Eventually, he's going to realize, and this now just becomes a shooting gallery. AvovA was the one real danger in this round, and well, MOLSI will try. They have looked fantastic in this series and are just, what, 7 rounds away from taking this over the line. A lot of damage done, but realistically, it's only the kills going one way. MiniBoo, he is the beginning of half king. He's been dominating in a lot of these early fights. The pistol has been doing well. Still 3 more to find.
One of those is Florescent, caught off by a smoke. Doesn't look like she'll have much impact on them crossing the site or on denying the plant. It's Heretics. And just now actually reposition the plant. They're going to go for a heaven play with a haunt up there, clearing them, buying them that little bit of time. And I mean, makes it a bit more worthwhile if they do want to risk a fight for screens or that late play from RieNs up towards the top of ramp. He's currently just holding their back. Possibly even see that wall go up soon. That's his opportunity as the AvovA rounds the corner. Paranoia now connected. AvovA's picked up one. He has been unbelievable. That first map was beautiful. The second, there were, first half, I suppose, here, there were opportunities, but he is being shut down. It's Florescent to pick up the banner. Already finding 2, but with the plant for heaven and a player embedded up there, mistakes have to be made to give Heretics back in the lead. A strong performance in the early half has been there across the board, but now Benji down, ult online for Florescent with that kill. They wanted the orb, and they've got it with a TP. The gate crashed towards the B site. Florescent is here and ready for the push if this is where it comes down.
Something we noted yesterday. The passive nature of teams playing against this Agent of Teo.
Yeah.
You sit back further because you're likely going to get stunned and wrecked by those salvos. Fact is, that's exactly what's happened to Benji in this round. Nonetheless, was it going to be forced back? Quite a lot of space already garnered towards the heavens, seemingly being given up. Well, that's not quite enough from AvovA this time around.
Anyone else?
22 HP. The ult not even thought about. She's holding her ground against this onslaught, regardless of how easy it would be to take her down. Just one bullet needed, but none landed in that last fight. And now a 4 versus 1 Boo, the one to try it.
From the opposing squad, this is a one-player A-site defense, and it's Yoru.
Yeah, it's Yoru, but that might seem odd, but it's Florescent, and now it all makes sense. Gate crash set up to fall back to screens. Florescent wants a kill before that's popped, but it's denied, and the util coming behind. Beautiful bait, though. That gate crash has meant that Woot uses the ult on empty space. They'll walk into the site, but Heretics wanted an extra pick, an extra fight with a huge advantage. And the double tap will have faded away. They also used their paranoia for initial heaven control, so there's a lot of important utility not there, while Apeks have it all to work with.
Benji is not aware that anybody could be this far behind. That's a couple of times now. He's been completely caught out. It is that dimensional drift utilized, stun in combination, but still we see Heretics with an advantage. Woot from the heavens. Just looking to try and reclaim some space, wary that maybe someone could have got close. Instead, he drops down.
A 2-round lead maintained. And a big push from MiniBoo again. This time it's not a solo hold from Florescent. There's salvos waiting for that. There's a stun coming through, and even the showstopper used this time to good effect.
Governor's not quite as lucky. Well, it seems like neither was Florescent. Luckily, MOLSI is there to trade, but MiniBoo's job has already been done. The rest of the team can get into that post plant. Benji this time much deeper with the squad. In fact, it's Boo just hard watching towards that site.
Not ready
Be
yet.
a little careful though, because he's setting up smokes from afar, but if Batu can thread the needle, it seems like the rest of the team are well aware that there was a gap. In fact, it is being watched completely by Woot, but doesn't win the fight. It's now becoming at least a little bit awkward, but luckily instead though, we're not going to find out. It's Batu, someone you might want in this scenario, and there you go. It is. The Turkish youngster.
Thing for your opponents to deal with, but Florescent is holding this angle. The shot doesn't land. Benji's left alive for now. Batu falling as well. Apex's numbers thin out. Florescent needs one on this site. They're all around, and it's actually AvovA to find it. Florescent in with another, but the trades come in so quickly. Rolling Thunder for MOLSI committed here and now alongside the Armageddon, but they've easily dodged it. Well, at least it looked like Boo did. He got caught by it in the end, and RieNs.
A battle of the greats. Batu is here again with the judge. They managed to get a little bit further, but the thing is they have to fall back at this stage. MiniBoo just kept going. He took that space, dodged Florescent's operator, and then just carried on. Found Governor along the way. Has to be a little bit careful, and that's the thing, that pit is now gone. Oh no, maybe not.
Just got in the time.
Just about. Well, I think eventually he's going to have to give it up with this full commitment in towards the A site.
Yeah, the pit's no use anymore. It's time to focus on the site, but that is going to be remarkably tough if you've got a judge. Luckily, Batu's recovered a rifle now, and so a chance to take that fight on more even footing. The problem is, look at what Heretics have done. This deep pit as well. That's causing so much trouble with players embedded deep into screens. They've got so much control for Apeks, but there is no choice really but to fight for this. It's a tough call for a save at this stage of the game. The fight, well, that may see them crumble as the first domino falls here. It's benjyfishy onto AvovA, up top, claim the kill. It's a risk, and one that comes back to bite them. A kill for Batu, but it quickly falls.
Showstopper and Nightfall that could be online.
Well, MiniBoo is wasting no time getting in there. Dodges the stun, but not the flash. And it's Boo and Benji. Woot even showing up for the kills. Governor and Florescent, the last two alive. The ultimate used here by Florescent for information, but Governor is going to have to be hella clean with taking these kills. And indeed, he's caught before anything can be done. Florescent against the entirety of Heretics minus MiniBoo. Caught by the ultimate, blocked out by the snake bite. Time is going to keep on ticking. As that spike gets ever closer to an explosion, Florescent is forced to swing into a triple stack. A high, high, low.
Own wall to plant.
Oh, well, the high ground's already taken. Florescent wasting no time, using light speed to get up Heretics to this A hit.
Seems like Batu will be spotted. Some attempted denial of space, basically cutting out one of those default plant spots. And well, MiniBoo didn't go quick enough. He's been caught.
Numbers thinned out for Heretics as they go for the plant. The stun comes in. The big swing from up in heaven leaves Boo on the floor. It's Woot all by his lonesome. A few more to take.
They're going to push.
Heretics are waiting. That flash doesn't even stop MiniBoo. He's picked up a second, gotten out, and RieNs swaps places with.
Fighting that with an outlaw and a pistol. Not ideal. The problem though, this post plant, good luck. How do you even find a way back into this? It's all going to come down to how much damage can this outlaw achieve.
Yeah, well, the Vice utility as well. Like, if you're not getting in there immediately, there's going to be problems, and you see it there. Steel vines all over the site. That will be a prickly push if you decide to go for it. Instead, Apeks playing the exits. Try to make this as costly as they can with Governor, and in Batu's case, holding on to the weapon and flying under the radar might be the best case scenario. Don't know if he's going to have a choice, though, as benjy starts to clear out that position. Now they know just where Batu is. Doesn't even want to risk the run across to start with, but he'll get out in the end.
Every single member queued up outside of A.
They're denying that early orb as well with this fight. The reveal going up, but it's still taken by Apeks.
Yeah,
they claim the space as the drone rounds the corner just a little late. And they could have seen that high swing up on Belt for the duel, but indeed they were ready for it. This is all part of the plan for Apeks. Great stop with the rolling thunder, and it's Florescent in there at light speed for another. Refracting back to safety, and
even seeding going into stage 2 could mean something to this squad, like things that other teams would laugh at. They have to be considering.
Heretics came in expecting perhaps an easier match than they've gotten, but Apeks have had their eyes on the prize from the first barriers going up. This is a full buy from that attacking side. They've already lost RieNs, lost some of their initiation utility, but they still have some in the form of the salvos. MiniBoo's walking through them. They're not going to expect them to round that corner. It's a very ambitious play, but one that works out wonderfully. Boo, though, caught in middle, and the herd thins out again on the side of Heretics. Not ready for another MiniBoo swing, but still, the trade comes in time.
Look at the ult, though. It's set up ready. Armageddon first. It seems like Florescent has the same idea on the other side. Gonna try pushing, but benjy just waiting. He's gonna be the last man left to try and hold the line, try and bring this back, but has to...
Not at all. What a performance it's been so far. Low buy from Heretics. MiniBoo, and well, he's wasting 0 seconds of this round straight into a fight in their spawn. But the turret's the only thing that can evade his ire as benjy picks up one onto Florescent. This round is crumbling. MOLSI's weapon gets cancelled out, jammed up. Even though he took down the player, the ult remained, and AvovA and Batu now left to pick up the pieces.
Getting back in here should be impossible. Again, those salvos are going to start coming back online. The sniper now in MiniBoo's hands with Boot, with a rifle of his own, and they are sitting back so passively. Almost just trying to bait out some of the utility that they know will be coming. AvovA even going to try and cancel things out, but I say there doesn't look like there's much hope. That's not a bad start. The problem now is he's just got to almost try and stick this until the end. The remaining players not going to be over-facing him with MiniBoo in such a tight corner. Even if he manages to get back onto this, MiniBoo's going to be there. May have got him killed to the spike.
Interesting as
I
well.
feel like they should also like rewind her audio. She goes back. Maybe that's just me. AvovA. He's going to fight tooth and nail and even trade to start. But I'm also just looking at the amount of damage that's being done by RieNs. He's not going to get either of the kills, but brought players low and given space elsewhere. AvovA, I was going to say in trouble, but somehow has come out of it smelling like roses.
Yeah, that pick puts them back to even footing, but it's Heretics with the plant. benjyfishy up close. with lots of vines just placed onto the floor. The first set activated, the second set can delay even further. This clock is going to run down. They're waiting for it. They think right after these go, let's run on in, let's take the fight. But benjy's here. He's the one slowing them down, or trying to. He's ended up falling, and RieNs picks up the double. Governor with just 15 HP, there's no choice. I was thinking, why hasn't he activated it? Well, that makes sense.
And things just get a little bit more difficult. Instead, yeah, the lockdown's nowhere near as impactful on the B side. So much more difficult to make that work, and they've caught them while they're rotating. This is a great round so far from Heretics.
They even expect Boo to be quite this close. Armageddon goes into play, but they've got to walk right past this player, flying under the radar. Again, it's Boo. And now the Viper's Pit put into play, but he can't get out. He's caught on the way. The Thorns, though, buying precious seconds as Team Heretics use a Viper's Pit of their own. They're looking to push right into this spike, and they've gotten onto it already, but benjy is lurking inside the toxins. He'll buy them precious seconds indeed. As that clock runs down, AvovA's safe around the corner, and they can't stop it.
Ultimate's used by that defensive side, but they still hold on to the lockdown. MiniBoo has had enough. His aggression's been successful so often, but florescent.
In fact, there's nothing for Heretics to fall back on in that department. Apeks, on the other hand, being proactive. They heard that noise on A, they popped the lockdown, but everyone is on B, including Batu, who's now on the rotate. They'll find one in the form of Florescent, they'll find another in the form of AvovA, and MOLSI's gone too! I don't know how Woot's gotten away with that, but Batu, after using his lockdown, has a 1v4, the first of which he's found. The latter.
They've been in this match. They've been prominent throughout. Here we go. Rolling Thunder, and again, florescent tries to get into this one, but MiniBoo, while stunned, still finds the shot.
Just cosmetic, really, isn't it? And now a problem for Governor. He'll be left down to his secondary weapon, his primary jam for a moment, and caught from an angle that
not what you want to
the shorty is not quite favored on that range. The barrel a little too short.
Back to back.
MOLSI, the last one standing. And I don't think he's going to want to try this retake. Saving the weapon for the final round makes a lot more sense. But Heretics, as time ticks on, eventually they're going to realize we have a lot of credits. They don't. Let's go kill him.
Oh, for sure. See, he's got to be careful. They are slowly surrounding him on his position. There's so many places.
They've got themselves the Outlaws, but they'll be quickly swapped over to the Rifles. And all they have to do is avoid some of these early fights. Saturate's good, and it's going to keep Governor in position. It was the ultimate from Waylay that managed that. And now, a 5v4 as a result. Hunter's Fury, though, tags him up. Woo, good for the kill on MOLSI.
Far forward. He's decided he's almost had to keep it. Like, this is potentially a nasty surprise for AvovA, although the man does seem to have eyes in the back of his head. I think firing out this utility might just be the end of him, and it will. That's an easy kill for benjy. For the rest of the squad, they have no ground to get back into this position. It should be a free plant with no resistance.
Yeah, AvovA only had 25 shields, so it's a one shot, but I don't think a second shot would have been too hard to hit on a player that didn't know you're right above him and behind him. Now the post plant for Team Heretics. And a lot of utility already burned up, but a shock dart alongside a snake bite, nothing to turn your nose at. Salvo's used, Batu spotted two on back. Yellow! Good kills! A little more possibly.
Very, very deep, which might just leave someone in a horrible isolated position. But also, you've got the Thorns just in front of that. So there may not be even a retreat if they attempt to go that way.
Oh, okay. Governor's managing to find benjy, and that's going to at least drop the whole wall issue. AvovA straight onto Boo, with MiniBoo tagged incredibly low as well. It's not a bad start for the attacking side. As they pump the brakes and hit the freeze, Heretics start to wonder if the hit's coming in elsewhere. RieNs can push down mid and lock them into this hit, but can they deny the plan? Do they want to? From the looks of it, no. Just waiting behind that wall, not wanting to risk it, especially here on the pistol, especially with some players so low already. That decay could have caused massive problems. Now grouped up as three, shock dart sent in, caught AvovA. That's a big pickup. They're both towards main. Having to swing out on the same angle, the stun not actually landing, and this is a bit of a problem. MOLSI's all alone. They're just now starting to defuse, still a bit of time to play with, and he's tagged up as well. I think one of those salvos might have caught him for a decent amount of damage. He's made it around the corner! Buying so much! MOLSI. 7-6. Apeks go right into MiniBoo to start this one off. Florescent dropped and they don't know about Boo flying under the radar. And it's a wonderful position! An even better result! He's wall-banged AvovA with a classic after taking his head off with the first shot. Well, Governor and Batu, they have got their work cut out for them now. I feel like you're almost locked into playing B as well. You're against an eco. They're going to get those weapons. You might as well defend him. And Batu's got to pick one up. He's only got a ghost.
But that's the thing as well. He's had to retrieve his turret because he would have been out of range of it anyway. So they literally don't know what ground they've lost. So it has to be fighting forward at this stage. The only goal here is to try and buy as much time as humanly possible. Up and above, that first one's for free. Got his own salvos to potentially try and get into a plant. In fact, the goal is to try and get a little bit of extra space, but they've swung onto him. Still, they've done well, but it's left on to just one. Aggression into mid actually can come at a worse time. This is where the execution begins, but it does seem like Heretics have almost completely committed. They're just playing a retake at this point, stunned through onto the player on site. There's no way Governor gets out of there. The Vice Wall left him completely isolated, and in fact, the worry would be is, could anybody get onto that diffuser? Something that desperately needs to be checked. Two players stuck in this back corner. It could end up as the undoing of this opposing side. Never mind! If Florescent can hit two quick shots, he even manages, well, I was going to say to escape, but doesn't. And AvovA gets absolutely nothing. The first couple of shots were wonderful, but now only one man remains. It's MOLSI. Needs to try and swing this. It's a deeper plant than he would have liked. Wasn't an opportunity. And well, without that, the round is nothing! What? Okay! Well, you come in with
for the hit on the other side. But if you're unfortunate enough to have players there, the round's over. MiniBoo on walkabouts picks up his third kill of the round. But Apeks have done well.
Yeah.
They landed a couple of nice shots and now find themselves in a 2 versus 3. Governor heavily tagged up though, and look at Woot, ult online. Look at Boo, one away from a Viper's pit. This is not going to be an easy finisher.
Yeah, for sure. Utility still available. And you can almost see that I think they're well aware of where that wall is going to be. It's just trying to
30 seconds
bait out
left.
anything that they can. It's going to be a little bit of
Spike planted.
delay, but nothing much more.
It's great, this keeps backside control for them as well. Now much more free, spotted both players too. All the information, a lockdown put into play, and they've been forced into the...
Try and take some control. Batu is the only man not with the rest of the squad. Well, neither of them ends up going down. That Rolling Thunder has been utilized. A Hunter's Fury in combination and a Viper's Pit as well. Everything being thrown in here, but the fact is that first kill has still gone the way of this defensive side. Another for MiniBoo as he goes running into the site. Even looking to try and spam back in. Another comes up for Benji within it. And they still haven't planted. They still need to get that spike down. There's only 10 seconds left for them to deal with this, and they haven't dealt with the players within this Viper.